Good morning, Steve Keefe, broker owner of Coldwell Banker Skyridge Realty in Lake Arrowhead. I recently wrote a blog post which was a little bit controversial. I got a little bit of hate mail from it, which had to do, or was entitled, Would You Hire an Airplane Pilot That Hasn't Flown in the Last 2 Years? And the message in the blog post was to raise an awareness about full-time versus part-time real estate agents, and how important it is for a buyer or seller who is looking for real estate related services engages someone who is there full-time. I used 5 different bullet points to emphasize why that's important. First of all, if an agent isn't working full-time, if they're a part-time real estate agent, it's likely that they're engaged in some other occupation. They're probably not very good at real estate. For the first is basically the first point, because those that are good at real estate are able, even in tough times, even in tough markets, to make deals and make things happen and provide the level of service. There's still a tremendous amount of transactions occurring. There aren't as many as there were at one time, but that enabled people who maybe weren't quite as skilled to remain in the business. And what's happening now is that you sort of have a natural flushing out of those individuals that really aren't in the business to be successful. The second thing is that a seller or a buyer needs someone who is engaged in the business full-time, and they need a full-time marketing effort, or they need to be, particularly for sellers, if someone is working part-time at it, they're cutting corners. They're probably not providing level service. They're just getting by with the absolute minimum in a marketing plan. If you look at how a property is represented on the MLS, or in other marketing means, you often see that it has minimal photos, and the attention to detail isn't there. So again, a part-time agent probably isn't going to be able to devote the amount of time necessary to provide the high level of service. Very significant, part-time agents rarely have the time, because they're doing other things, they rarely have the time to keep up on their training and their skills and to keep abreast of the latest changes with technology, to take advantage as best as possible for the buyer or the seller, utilizing technology and staying on top of the technology to make sure that they are providing the high level of service. Part-time agents often don't have that. They don't have the time, quite frankly, to keep up on those things. Fourth thing is that you as a customer need your agent when you need them, and if they're committed to some other occupation or they're doing something else, chances are when you need them, they're not going to be available for you. In particular, if you're a seller, there are specific needs that come up, and real estate agents are kind of they need to be available. They need to be there. They need to strike when the iron's hot. The last thing is, and last sort of point, is that, would you have a brain surgeon operate on you that kind of does it now and then, or does it on the side? Or the title of my article, how about going flying with a pilot that hasn't been practicing their craft for the last 2 years? And that's quite frankly what you're dealing with. Some agents will let you know, or they'll tell you that they have the ability to provide you with the level of service that's necessary to capitalize on this market. But I'm going to tell you, as a professional who works in the industry, who sees good agents and bad ones, sees the good transactions and the bad transactions, there is a difference. And what you need someone who is committed to the real estate industry. Don't be afraid to ask them. Don't be afraid to grill them about their performance, what they're going to do for you, because in the end, you deserve the very, very best in real estate. If I can be helpful to you, you're welcome to contact me via telephone at 909-336-7995, which is my direct office line, or email me at steve@cbskyridge.com, and I'll respond to you right away. Hope you have a great afternoon, and hope this was helpful.